With His Worship Mayor Wayne Brown and local MP and Minister Chris Penk. Exciting day for Auckland today, an exciting day for public transport in Auckland in particular, where we are announcing that the New Zealand Transport Agency Board has endorsed the investment case for the North West Busway. Formerly known as the North West Rapid Transit Project, we're now calling it the North West Busway to align with the other busways that have been extraordinarily successful in Auckland. I'm thinking of the Northern Busway, for example, that crosses the harbour. One of the most successful transport projects in New Zealand history. When it was opened in 2008 at a cost of about $120 million, people said it wouldn't work. 40% of people now cross the harbour via bus on the busway, and we want exactly the same for the North West Busway. This is a part of Auckland that has been underserved with public transport for many years. 90,000 people live here now. By 2050, it's predicted another 100,000 will be on top of that. 40,000 new homes, 40,000 new jobs going to be built out over the next 25 years. But this is the most underserved part of Auckland for public transport. More people than any other part of Auckland get into a car to commute out of here every morning and in the evening. 60% of people travel out of here during the day, most of them via car. So they need better public transport options, and the North West Busway will provide that over time. When it is eventually built, it will be a dedicated bi-directional busway from Brigham Creek all the way through into the city centre. It will provide 25-minute travel times from Brigham Creek into the city centre on a dedicated busway separated out from the road. It will provide 15-minute travel time savings during the morning and the evening peak. It will provide capacity for 9,000 people to travel in the bus every hour. That is the equivalent of 4 lanes of motorway traffic. That frees up the existing motorway for tradies and for people who need to use their cars. What we know from the existing services, the Northern Busway, but also the WX1, which is has been underway now for some time, is that if you give people reliable, frequent public transport that is affordable, they will use it. The WX1 service has smashed its patronage targets already. It's going extremely well, and it just shows that people out here will use public transport when they have access to it. And so the North West Rapid Transit or North West Busway project will further accelerate those gains. Stage 1 consists of a new station here at Westgate, which is currently under construction. That's previously received funding from the Infrastructure Reference Group. Stage 1 also involves a new station at Brigham Creek and at Lincoln Road. That's in stage 1. Very, very high benefit cost ratio of 6.3 to 1. So for every dollar that is invested, there's a $6.3 return. The project will be staged over time. We need to be upfront about the fact that this is an expensive project. It will be a time-consuming project. It will take time to build, time to construct. It will involve property acquisition, it will involve consenting, and it will involve quite a degree of complexity as we work through it. However, it is worth doing, and it is worth doing in stages, because the end result will be rapid, frequent, reliable public transport for an underserved part of Auckland. It will allow for much greater housing intensification, much greater business opportunity, and generally lead to a more thriving part of Auckland that has been underserved to date by public transport. Your Worship, I know you've got things to say. You always do. We're in your hands, my friend.
Oh, well, I think I fully agree with what the Minister said. It's good to see the Auckland Council and Wellington agreeing on a lot of good things and working together in that regard. This busway really should have been underway years ago. One of the things that Auckland hasn't done very well is learning from the good things it does. Northern Busway was a fantastic thing, and they should have immediately started on the eastern one, which is underway at the moment, and immediately followed that. We've allowed time to run by, but it is good to see that there's a very good thing to be doing here, and I'll congratulate you on kicking it away. Another thing about, if you want to know where growth is, rather than asking council planners, just ask the retail industry. Like Costco didn't make a mistake. They did a lot of research. They're out here. And if you look out here, this huge development out here has been done in stages, so the doing things in stages is the right and sensible way to do. As money comes available, do things which have been planned that make sense. What we've had in the past is when money comes available, they do things which I think might get a few more votes somewhere. That's not a good way to do it. This is a much better way to do it. I'm very happy about this. A damn good project. It's good to see Stacey here, who does a great job running the bus service, and it's good to see it's called a busway because it's actually going to have buses.
I agree with you. Local MP Chris Beck.
Oh, thank you very much. Just to briefly acknowledge the points made by the Minister, but also the Mayor, and I think it's great. You know, from a local point of view, the people in northwest Auckland and further afield for that matter want that good connectivity between local government and central government. So in terms of the Mayor and the Minister and also Auckland Transport NZTA working together on the projects, really heartening to see. Hugely exciting phase of life for the northwest and its development. Huge potential in this area. We've seen a lot of growth. But with that challenge and opportunity, we know come together when we've got to have that growth connected with the infrastructure. So this is a massively important piece in the puzzle, and as a local MP, I'm really excited about what this means for the area. So congratulate everyone involved. We look forward to monitoring the development, the progress in the years to come, because it'll be greatly beneficial for northwest Auckland and beyond.
Very good. All right, take questions.
Looking from Albany and North Busway at the moment, there's sort of a disconnect between where parking right at Albany is and then that sort of traffic that goes through into Silverdale. With this new busway here,
That's all right.
with this new busway here, how will there be sort of any disconnect from when the bus comes off the busway and you get stuck?
Well, that is a very detailed question. I'm sure. Look, as part of the design of that, that's exactly what we're trying to create. So, the existing WX1 service is it's not ideal. It's essentially a temporary interim solution while we build the northwest busway, which will be dedicated, separated away. And obviously, it's all in the design. So, I'm not a transport planner. I'm not an engineer. God forbid. But I will be making sure, and I'm sure the Mayor would agree with me, be making sure that it is designed as efficiently as possible so people can get on and off and the buses can get to and from the traffic. That said, when you're building around an existing motorway, there are complexities and challenges with the existing infrastructure, and sometimes you just have to, you've got to find a way through it. But I'm not an expert on it.
You do get the overall speed up, even if there's little bits where it's not quite as quick. It's if you add up the whole journey, even on the Northern Busway, when you have those little bits that are jammed up, it's still a hell of a lot quicker overall. And I think that's part of the compromises associated. There's not endless money in this country, I'm interested in keeping the costs down here. I've already had a chat to the lady who's going to be the project director about getting down the cost of approval. We seem to spend huge amounts getting resource consents for things that everyone wants, and then they go and waste a whole lot of money doing geotech for ground that we already built on.
Well, the good news is
we're not going to do that. We're going to save money this time.
That's right. The good news is this is a listed project in the Fast Track Approvals Act. So it's been endorsed by Parliament. It's in the Schedule 1 of the Act. So the moment it's ready in stages, it'll be probably consented in stages, but the moment it's ready, it can go off to the expert panels for consenting. We want to try and limit that cost as much as possible.
And then just for the parking spaces at these parking rights, Brighton Creek, specifically the Brighton Creek station parking rights. Again, that one in Silverdale that we built however many years ago, there's really not enough parking for that growing population.
Yeah.
And again, you've just mentioned here's an extremely...
Yeah.
Well, that's part of growth.
Is there going to be enough parking, basically, to facilitate all?
First of all, you've got to make sure, is there enough passengers? And when there's too many passengers, it's really good. And then you have parking for as many as you can. Then you've got further growth of that. You can charge the parking, or you can encourage the people to have small secondary, small delivery services to take people to that. I mean, these things don't just stop. They kind of grow. Even many years later, they're still improving the undergrounds in Moscow and London.
There's always solutions. Absolutely, and this is a multi-generational project, but we are going to do it in stages. So the Mayor's point is a really important point, which is that too often in New Zealand we've gone for the huge big bang solutions and we've done it all in one go, and the costs blow out. It takes forever to get the consents, and everything just blows out, and people get frustrated. When you do things in a staged way, in a sequential way, in a way that makes sense. Doing the bits that make sense to do first and doing the more difficult bits as you go. Easy wins up front with the highest benefit cost, as we're doing with this project. That starts to build the social licence for the project as well. And the WX1 is a classic example of that. We know that people want this project. The first stage of the rapid trend of the busway, once it opens, will be, I believe, extraordinarily popular. And then we'll just go in stages over time after that. And that's a far more sensible way to do these things. Okay.
Good questions, young fella.
Yeah, well done. Okay, anyone else? Very good. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Cheers.
Get a photo, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.